Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Chop and Roll. I am Baker here with my good buddy Todd. And as we've said before, this is just two normal guys on a podcast talking ball. I'm hopefully sitting at a tailgate, enjoying a beer and maybe some wings. But if you're just looking for some good old college football talk, we do focus on Alabama and Florida State about 80% of the time. But, we're not going to leave out everybody else, and at least the SEC and ACC, and any big story that comes up in college football we'll definitely talk about. So Todd, what do you have this week? I know we're still kind of early, but hey, it's November 4th, which means the college football playoff rankings come out tonight. I mean, I would think as any college football fan, it's pretty exciting just to see what the committee's thinking and what they're going to value.
Yeah. So I am actually traveling for work, so I'm in a hotel room right now. So I actually have ESPN, not like at home because I'm a YouTube
Yeah, me
TV
too.
subscriber.
I'm without.
So I was without it at home, but thankfully right now we're kind of doing it live here. So we will kind of update as the guys from ESPN talk about who's getting in, and I'm curious how the new committee is going to value strength of schedule, things like that.
Yeah. So I think that's interesting because we're only in year 2 of the 12-team playoff. And I feel like when there were the 4 teams, obviously with the whole Florida State, Alabama debate, every year they seem to value something different. And my assumption would be, as a Florida State guy, that you would say it would tend to favor the SEC schools, or give the benefit of the doubt to Alabama when Nick Saban was there. But it's interesting how the bar seems to move every single year with this playoff system. I'm just hoping at some point we can get some consistency, that no matter who's in place, the guardrails are there. They know what they're valuing. They know what they're looking at. But what do you think this year? I've heard a lot about strength of schedule being a heavy emphasis, which could bode well for SEC teams. So I guess we'll wait to see. But what are you looking for tonight?
Yeah, so I know that they just showed the committee, and it looked like the Baylor AD is actually the chair this year.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that'll favor, their conference or not. But, you never know. And it's the first week. So much is going to change. Like, where's BYU compared to Texas Tech? Well, they play each other this week, right? So this will change by Sunday morning, right?
Sure,
It'll already have been changed. So it's fun, to debate, and it gives us something to talk about. But at the end of the day, a lot can change, especially in other conferences. Like, where there's so much parity, like the SEC and, the ACC. So, and how many does the ACC get in, right? How many does the Big 12 or the Big 10, and, which at large and things like that. So it'll be interesting.
I'm really intrigued to see what the Big 10 does tonight, where they play some of these Big 10 teams, because you figure, Ohio State and Indiana, if they're not 1-2, which I don't see any way they're not, unless A&M happens to jump one of them. But then after that, I would think Oregon's currently in, although they already have a loss to Indiana. And after that, what's next? I mean, if Michigan can run the table and beat Ohio State, maybe they can sneak in. But Penn State's obviously out, which is who everybody was saying was the 4th team. So I'm curious. I'm really curious to see what the committee does with the Big 10 teams tonight, and just where they place Oregon in that top. I'm going to say they're in the top 12, but we'll see.
Oh, they got to be, right? I mean, you would assume they'd have to be. I mean, I assume they're going to be in the top 10. And I wonder how much they weigh the rankings based on who's going to play who. They got to be looking at matchups, right? When they're ranking these teams, they have to look at matchups. They can't just go blind. Okay, well, it looks like they're showing the bracket here. And a little bit of news. Last year, when is the one coming to Tampa, the college football?
It's like
29? Yeah, 2029. I guess they just talked about that last week, right? They just released that. So that'll be cool for, us in the Tampa area.
Yeah. Give both of us a couple of years to get our stuff together so we can meet in Tampa here for the national championship.
Yeah, sure. Well, we got to figure out if Norvell's going to be there or not first. You're looking good. You guys are on the right track. Which we'll talk more probably in a different episode about your big matchup with LSU and that big rivalry. So that'll be awesome. I'm excited to see that game, and and watch those two teams play. It'll be interesting how
Yeah.
LSU plays, but we could talk
Yeah,
about that
like
in another episode.
I think I either told you via text or over the phone. It is my favorite weekend of the year when it comes to college football. And I love playing Auburn. I love playing Tennessee, but it's something about that LSU matchup, especially in the Saban years. It just brings a little different juice to it. But yeah, we'll get into that in our next one. But yeah, I've already got my menu planned out, and we can go over that. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm trying not to get too hyped on a Tuesday night for that game, but it's tough. This is a long week for me leading up to that game.
Yeah, and I think that just looking at the top 25 now, I'm trying to, being biased, I'm trying to see if the ACC is going to get 2 in, right? Because you have, according to the AP, you have Virginia at 12,
Yep.
Louisville at 14, and Georgia Tech at 16, which, by the way, Virginia, I'm so confused. I need somebody to explain this to me. They're 8-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you don't know this either. Maybe you can't answer it for me, but they're 8-1 and they're 5-0 in the conference, but their only loss is to NC State, who's in the ACC.
Yeah, apparently that was a non-conference game. I don't know how that works.
What? What?
But I've heard the ACC has done that. It's happened a few times in the last couple of years where I don't know.
I'm so confused.
My only guess is they can't find another out-of-conference opponent, and maybe that's the solution to it. Yeah, I was kind of blown away by that. And then to think, all right, so listen, I was listening to the radio on the way home, and Georgia Tech's one loss is NC State, and Virginia's one loss is at NC State, but one's a conference game and one's not a conference game.
Yeah,
do you weigh those differently? I mean, it's the same team.
I mean, the only way they'll be way differently is if it comes down to, ACC championship and whether one team gets in. And then think about this. If Tech doesn't get in and then Virginia loses, does Tech benefit from not being in the championship game and go to the playoffs, right?
We've definitely seen
that happens in SEC all the time.
Yep. But it's funny. I mean, Virginia Tech, I think, or not Virginia Tech, Virginia, I think gets the nod because they're undefeated in conference play, even though they both lost to the same team. I mean,
yeah, that's crazy.
I can't. Yeah.
I mean, a lot can change, right? But right now it's kind of weird. I didn't know. I was like, wait, who'd they lose to? I was like, I thought they lost to NC State. And I was like, wait, they're 5-0 in the conference, but I couldn't figure it out. But so do you think it's possible that Indiana is ahead of Ohio State?
Yes. And I almost pulled the trigger on my rankings. I think Indiana has a better win right now than Ohio State going to Oregon and winning that game. I'm also a firm believer if you're the guy on top, you stay on top until somebody proves otherwise. And right now they're sitting undefeated, the defending national champion. Julian Sainz probably playing the best in the country right now at quarterback. They've got 2 top 10 wide receivers. They've got an embarrassment of riches. But does the committee value that win at Oregon over anything else that Ohio State's done? Ohio State beat Texas early, which looked like a huge win. I mean, I think Texas still a top at least 15 team, right? Maybe even
the SEC Texas. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be. Here we go. All right. Do you want to, how do you want to do yours? Cause I didn't do picks this week. So the top 12, do you want to just name them off or do you want to go, when they go 12 and then see who your 12 is?
You want me, well, we can do both. You want me to run through 12 to 1 or you want me to go 1 to 12?
I would like 12 to 1, but I'm wondering how they're going to do it. They're going to build up the hype too, right? So
I would think so.
I'll ask for your 12.
All right.
And then I'll tell you what they said.
All right. So I've got Notre Dame coming in at number 12.
Okay.
I think they're best 2 losses in the country. Do you value good losses? I don't know. We'll find out. I think their strength of schedule after that's been terrible, but they've looked a lot better than they did the first 2 weeks. So I've got Notre Dame at number 12, mainly because of the brand. Number 11, I actually scratched out 2 teams, and my third, I ended on Texas. I think they sneak in right now. I think that will change. I don't think they're going to make the playoff, but I'm going to say they come in at number 11 this week.
Okay, pause right there. Let's see what they're doing. The guys are up there talking. Reese Davis, Booger, Joey Galloway, and your buddy from Alabama. Who was that? Who was the guy? I forget.
McElroy?
Yeah, McElroy.
They've got him on there?
Yeah. Right. No more Herbstreit. He's with his dog somewhere.
Making videos.
Yeah. Okay, so it says highest ranked teams, but I don't know what kind of graphics they're throwing up here. Selection committee. All right, so they're still just talking about first seeds, fourth seed. The first round at the home of the higher seed.
Higher seed. Yep.
Nice.
And they did away with the conference champions being the top 4 seeds automatically. So I think that was a huge move for this. The fact that Arizona State and
yeah,
what was it last year?
Yeah, it might have been Clemson.
Got top 4 seeds. It was kind of silly. So I'm glad they made that correction right away. But we'll see. Something else will come up this year. They'll have to correct. And
okay, so they're going top 25 here.
Okay,
so they're going from all the way to 25. They have at 25 they have Tennessee.
Woo. Okay,
pretty low. And then they have 24. They have Pitt. And is Pitt even ranked in the AP? No,
I don't see them.
I mean, they have other games. They have Georgia Tech. They have some games coming up, but Pitt's playing.
Oh, they're there. I got them at 28.
Okay.
So
number 23 is the Washington Huskies, who I don't see them in the AP top 25 either. They're 6-2.
So there's a little Big Ten love early on.
Oh yeah, I see them at 24. They're at
24. Yeah, I'm seeing them at 24. Yeah.
And there's Missouri, your SEC.
Okay.
So you want to get we should get a tally going. There's 2 SEC, Washington and Pitt, 1 ACC.
But Missouri came in at where?
22.
6-2, Missouri at 22. All right.
Michigan. I think previously Missouri 2 losses in the SEC would have been a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm wondering where they're going to do Miami and their 2 losses.
Yeah. Could tell us something about the top 12 for sure early on.
Yeah, I'm curious where that's going to put like a Miami, a USC. Wow. 20 is Iowa. Iowa at 20.
All right, here we go. So Big Ten getting the love right now. Okay.
Yep, for sure.
So let's see.
Wow, that's high. So they're saying that Iowa is better than a 6-2 Missouri.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't beat anybody.
And
all they beat was Minnesota.
I haven't seen Iowa play. They have Indiana this weekend, right? Is it this weekend?
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, again, it's going to fluctuate.
So, all right, so you throw Iowa in there, put them up fairly high to give Indiana a little more love if they win that game. So it's all
probably
all for TV.
Probably.
TV.
19 is USC. So a 6-2 USC is ranked higher than a 6-2 Missouri.
Yeah, I'm pulling up Missouri schedule now. Well, that's what I was looking up. They lost to Alabama and they lost to Vanderbilt.
Wow. Okay.
But 20, 27, 24, and 17-10 loss at Vandy. I'm kind of surprised, to be perfectly honest.
Number 18 is Miami.
Okay.
17 is Georgia Tech. So we're trying to get all the ACC teams right out of the other. 8-1 Georgia Tech is 17.
So now it's really where does Virginia fall now?
Probably right above them. Okay, Vanderbilt 16. So it's kind of close to the AP. It's just like I think they're giving Utah. They're going to give Utah a lot more. Louisville is top 15. Louisville is number 15. So it's like they're one off except for Utah. So they must put Utah here at probably 14. Nope, Virginia at 14. Wow. Not a lot of respect for the ACC, I can tell you right now.
So we're looking at three Big 12 teams potentially in the top 12?
Wait, they're going to put a 7-2 Utah over an 8-1. No, maybe Utah's not in. Oh, there they are, 13. Wow. Okay. 7-2 Utah above Virginia, Georgia Tech, Louisville, all 1 loss.
So we have not heard Memphis's name yet.
Nope. And I don't think we will.
Well, but they're going to be in. I mean, assuming
as of right now, I guess maybe they're not doing them right now. Maybe they'll change it.
They won't put them in. I don't think they'll. But then
they'd be coming right now, right at 12. Probably at 12.
No, you're not leaving. No, but I'm surprised they're not top 5.
Yeah, this is the cut line right here, 13.
All right, hold on. Let me pull up Memphis.
Oklahoma number 12, 7-2.
No way.
Yep, Oklahoma number 12, right at the cut line. They just made it.
Well, that sets up a huge game next week with Alabama.
Oh, yeah. You think they'd be higher?
No, I didn't think they'd be in the top 12.
Oh, Texas 11.
Okay,
Didn't Oklahoma beat Texas?
I had Texas at 11.
Didn't Oklahoma beat Texas? Yeah. Didn't they just beat them? And they're both 7-2.
It seems like 6 months ago that game was played. Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Texas beat Oklahoma.
Texas beat Oklahoma. That's why. Yeah.
23-6. Oh yeah, they whooped them.
23-6. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, Texas is right above.
So Oklahoma was at 12. We haven't seen Notre Dame yet.
No, they'll probably.
So Notre Dame's in the top 10. So I had Virginia at 10.
There they are.
Obviously
10.
Missed that one. So I was going to say Notre Dame
There they
probably
are.
slots in at 10.
Yep, 6-2 Notre Dame.
I've got Texas Tech at 9. Let's see how much that Big 12. Big 12 is getting a lot of respect for some reason. I don't know. Does ESPN have the rights to the Big 12 also?
Or is that a Fox? All right, Notre Dame at 10. I still think the ACC got a little not love.
But you know you're getting one in, at least. I mean,
that they should get 2 in. They should get either Georgia Tech, Miami, Louisville, or Virginia.
Is Louisville sitting at one loss or 2 losses currently?
They're
all right. So Louisville and Georgia Tech, I don't know if they play each other, but if those 2 win out and finish with 1 loss and don't win the ACC, I think one of them gets in.
No, Louisville does not play Georgia Tech. They have
all right. But BYU and Texas Tech play this weekend. That's going to, sort itself out. Georgia, Texas play each other. A&M, Texas play each other.
Oregon, number 9, 7-1.
So they had them below Texas Tech. All right.
Wow. The AP has them at 6.
I had Oregon at 8. So does Texas Tech come in or BYU? We saw Notre Dame at 10, right?
Yeah.
Notre Dame was 10. Oklahoma was 12.
There's Texas Tech 8.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Texas was 12. Oklahoma was 11, right? Or vice versa?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Oklahoma's higher.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Texas Tech 8, BYU 7.
Yeah, so I had BYU at 7. So I had Texas Tech at 9, Oregon at 8. So those 2 are flip-flopped, which, whatever. I got BYU. I got Ole Miss at 6.
Okay, there's Ole Miss at 6.
The top 6 is pretty self-explanatory. Maybe minus 1 and 2, depending on what they do with Ohio State and Indiana.
Ohio State's a champion. You got to put them at 1.
I think so too.
Although Indiana has 1 more win, 9-0 instead of 8-0.
Yep. But my top 6, I had Ole Miss at 6, Georgia at 5, Bama at 4, A&M at 3, Indiana at 2, and Ohio State at 1. So we'll see. And I wouldn't be mad if they put Indiana at Ohio State. We were talking about a little bit earlier.
Who's your number 5?
Number 5, I had Georgia.
Yep. Number 5, Georgia. Who do you have at 4? Yep. Bama is at 4. You're so happy. 4. After the first game, you're so happy. Who do you have at 3?
The first, we've got 3 games we still need to show up for and take care of business. But,
sure.
If we can go 2 and 3, we can go A&M at 3.
Yep. A&M at 3. So it's just coming down to Ohio State and
I went Indiana 2, Ohio State 1, but I would not be mad if they were flip-flopped. But just my personal opinion, you don't dethrone the champ until somebody actually beats the champ.
But how much do other people talk about it oh my God, did you see the rankings? Indiana jumped.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
They didn't. They're 2.
Indiana's at 2?
Yeah. Ohio State's 1. All right. Well,
so interesting. So they're both undefeated in the same conference, and I would have to pull up Ohio State's record, but I think Indiana has the better win of the 2, right? I mean, beating Oregon. Oregon came in at 9. Texas came in at 12. So they're both good wins. Indiana went on the road to Oregon and won that game. Ohio State got Texas at home and won that game. I don't know. I think you could make an argument that Indiana could have been won, but I'm not mad. That's what I expected the committee to do. It's
okay. So here you go. Here's your brackets. We got quarterfinals. So all those people get a bye.
Yeah, which worked out really well last year.
Yeah, Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, and Alabama all get a bye. And Alabama, it doesn't say where those games are.
But then you go Georgia versus Texas.
Hold on, are the quarterfinal? Okay, here we go. Boy, Georgia and Alabama are in the same.
Yeah,
so here
the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah. Let's see here. That'll be good. Okay, so Memphis and Georgia. Okay.
So they did. All right, so they made that adjustment. Okay.
Yeah, they put Memphis in there. Oregon, Texas Tech. Let me take a picture of it. Oregon, Texas Tech. What
if you're sitting at the
Virginia? What's that?
Saying, if I'm sitting at the 5 seed and I'm Georgia, and no disrespect to Memphis because I watched them beat USF, but if you could choose your opponent in the 12-team playoff, getting a home game against Memphis, I mean, that's about as good as it gets. So if I'm Georgia right now, I'm thrilled. I'm thinking just win my last 4 games. And I think that Georgia Tech game is going to be an absolute battle this year. I wish Georgia Tech hadn't given up their home field advantage and moved it to Atlanta to make a little more money. But I guess I get that as well. Yeah, but if I'm Georgia, I'm maybe the happiest of anybody in the bracket right now. Minus having to play Bama in the second round, but you got to feel good about that too after Alabama beat you the first time.
So they have Memphis, Georgia, first round, Oregon, Texas Tech, Oregon goes to Texas Tech, right? Virginia goes to Ole Miss, and Notre Dame goes to BYU.
Interesting.
I'll text this to you
Okay.
so you can see it, but it's probably on ESPN already. But
yeah, I'm sure it is.
I just texted it to you. And then winner of Notre Dame BYU plays Indiana. Virginia Ole Miss plays at Texas A&M. Oregon Texas Tech play at Ohio State, and Georgia and Memphis play at Alabama. And then Alabama and Ohio State are in the same quarterfinal bracket.
Yeah.
And then A&M and Indiana and A&M.
Been there before.
Wow.
Just look at it now. I mean, like, it looks fun. Ole Miss and Virginia, BYU, Notre Dame, Oregon, Texas Tech. I mean, it's definitely matchups you never see.
And if it was
I think
if it was a game, ACC though, I would like to see Georgia Tech play Ole Miss. I'd like to see how Haynes King controls the ball, runs it, works the clock.
No, you're right.
And then Ole Miss keeps the ball for 2 minutes, and goes down the field and scores. I would like that matchup, or Miami. I think Miami could hang with Ole Miss, but I don't know. Virginia's good.
Virginia's been playing with fire the last couple of weeks. They're probably going to lose a game here before too long. You can't keep playing the way they are. But I'm looking at Notre Dame BYU. I would say Notre Dame probably wins that game at this point, and then they get a rematch with Indiana from last year. That's fun. An Ole Miss Texas A&M semifinal would be great. Of course, say it's Georgia Bama. That's one of the classics. And then I don't know. It'd probably be fun to see Texas and Ohio State. Maybe I don't really want to see Oregon and Ohio State, but that's just me. So we'll see. Like we said, this is November 4th. It's going to change, 6 more times before we find out who's actually in the playoff. But I'm not mad with the initial rankings. I was off by a couple of spots on a few. I did not. Oklahoma ended up not making it because of Memphis, right?
Yeah, I think Georgia Tech's ranked too low. I think Georgia Tech is ranked too low, but I mean, I don't know where.
Who do they have left? I know they've got Georgia.
Yeah, they're going to come down if they beat Georgia or not. They don't have anybody else really. I mean, they have Pitt, NC State.
Yeah, see.
No, they just lost to NC State, so they have Pitt and then Georgia and BC, but BC is not any good.
Yeah,
BC is terrible.
Speaking of BC, did you hear O'Brien go off today on that reporter?
No.
Man, you need to look it up. He was sticking up for his team, which I can really appreciate, but man, he laid into this guy. Like, you show up once a month and your question's always a downer question and, how are we feeling? And I'm just telling you, we're working as hard as we can. I mean, he went off, like, not inappropriate, but it was going that way. And then I think he kind of caught himself, but it is definitely worth the watch. It was great.
I'll look it up. I mean, Bill O'Brien's got a reputation of being a prick anyway, but
yeah, he was at Alabama.
All
the Nick Saban rehab coaches,
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting. It's a good first ranking. We'll have to do these when they come out and see how much movement there is. It's going to change week to week. But I think it was a good episode, bro.
Yeah, great start. And I said we'll see what happens this weekend. The chaos begins. Now the rankings.
We'll get back on this week.
Begins.
We'll get back on this week to. I think we're up to like 11 subscribers, by the way. So if you're watching this, subscribe. The next goal is what, 100?
And hit subscribe. Come on.
Yeah.
We've got
how they say like 80% of you aren't 80% of you aren't subscribed. I'm going to say 99.9% of you aren't subscribed. So
I mean, is your wife subscribed? I don't even know if my wife is subscribed.
I don't even know if she knows we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if she could find us on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe I'll talk to my kids. We'll see. They can push this stuff out.
Yeah, just go around to everybody in their class. Hey, subscribe to my dad's podcast. All right, well, let's do one tomorrow night or something on Bama LSU, and then I still got to recap our big win against Wake. So we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, we can do that, and we've got our picks for this week, which I'm not ready to discuss yet. Last week's picks, but this dinner is going to be good as of right now. This dinner is going to be good. Dinner just got expensive on my end. Yeah, it did. Yeah, we should set a budget. We're not kill each other. I've got a big comeback coming. Here we go. Okay. All right, brother. All right, man. Enjoy Detroit. Yep. We'll see you. All right. See you.